Elon Musk is now officially richer than emperors of history with a net worth of over $439 billion, according to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Musk has surpassed Mansa Musa, the 14th century emperor of Mali, long considered the wealthiest man to have ever lived. This milestone came after a $50 billion boost, thanks to an insider share sale in his privately held SpaceX, which is now valued at $350 billion. Musk's fortune has staged a remarkable comeback since late 2022, when he lost more than $200 billion. Today, he stands far ahead of modern rivals like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, leaving them trailing by nearly $200 billion each. However, according to Forbes, Musk's wealth is estimated at $368 billion. To put this wealth into perspective, Elon Musk's $439 billion fortune is larger than the GDP of countries like Denmark, South Africa, New Zealand, and about double of Kuwait. With 11 zeros in his wealth, $400 billion is a sum very few can comprehend. Musk's wealth now eclipsing the economies of entire countries, redefining the scale of global wealth. His wealth is now more than the entire worth of companies like Procter & Gamble, Netflix, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, just to name a few. Musk's net worth has soared by 65% since Donald Trump's election win last month. Musk, now slated to co-head the Department of Government Efficiency, has direct influence in Washington. His AI startup, XAI, has also seen its valuation double to $50 billion since Trump's victory. These factors have combined to propel Musk's fortune to new heights. SpaceX, in fact, has played a crucial role in Musk's net worth surge. SpaceX relies heavily on U.S. government contracts, which are expected to grow under the incoming Trump administration. In fact, Trump has praised Musk's Mars ambitions and attended a SpaceX launch in Texas after the election. Jared Isaacman, Trump's NASA head pick, is a known supporter of SpaceX. Despite a setback from a Delaware judge rejecting Musk's Tesla pay package, his position as the world's richest person remains unchallenged. Our next story is about the plight of Gaza's children and the tragic state they have been left in as a result of the bombing, the displacement, the continuing destruction, the loss. A story that unfortunately gets buried under the rubble of the destruction witnessed by Gaza and needs to be brought back to the spotlight, because stories of the kind of trauma that the children in Gaza have been through need to be told. What I'm about to tell you is absolutely heartbreaking. A new study of children living through the war in Gaza reveals that 96% of them feel that their death is imminent. Almost 50% want to die as a result of the trauma that they have been through. Can you imagine that? How are we supposed to wrap our heads around these tragic figures? I surely can't. The trauma is unfathomable. In fact, according to the CEO of War Child UK, the report lays bare that Gaza is one of the most horrifying places in the world to be a child, calling for the international community to act now. But that's a separate story. What the study is basically telling us about is the immense psychological trauma faced by children in Gaza. Remember, the estimated death toll in Gaza is more than 44,000, according to a recent assessment by the UN Human Rights Office. 44% of the fatalities it was able to verify were children. 44%. Around 1.9 million Palestinians in Gaza, around 90% of the population has been displaced, many several times. Half of that number being children who have lost their home and been forced to flee their neighborhoods. According to the World Health Organization, the pace of medical evacuations of sick and injured Palestinians out of Gaza including several thousand children, is so slow it will take 5 to 10 years to clear the backlog at the current rate. Earlier, the UN RWA chief, Philippe Lazzarini, had revealed that they have every day 10 children who are losing one leg or two legs on average. Citing figures from the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, he had said that that figure does not even include the arms and the hands, and we have many more of these. This was in July. Imagine that. 10 children per day losing one or both of their legs. This is horrifying, heartbreaking. The children have gone through unimaginable horrors. These children don't deserve this. No child deserves this. They deserve a chance for a peaceful future, not to be dragged into a nightmare on loop day in and day out. The latest findings are a tragic reminder of what the children in Gaza have been through, what could be more tragic than children wanting to die. They have their entire lives ahead of them. They are our future. But look at the state they find themselves in. Our next story is about how the Bangladesh garment industry's loss has led to a gain for India's Surat. As per reports, Surat's garment industry is poised for remarkable growth as instability in Bangladesh drives global brands towards Indian suppliers. You see, political chaos and worker unrest in Bangladesh reportedly forcing companies to find alternatives, and Surat, located in the Indian state of Gujarat, is emerging as a top choice. Members from the South Gujarat Chamber of Commerce report a surge in inquiries for ready-to-wear garments. This shift could boost Surat's garment sector growth from its current 12% annual rate to as high as 20 to 25%. In fact, as per reports, Tamil Nadu and Punjab, among other Indian states, are also seeing similar interest, but Surat seems to be leading the pack. Bangladesh, the world's second largest exporter of ready-made garments after China, heavily depends on Surat for fabric supply. But political unrest, labor disputes, law and order challenges since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina in August have reportedly impacted the country's garment industry. Major brands are reportedly losing confidence and looking at India as a stable alternative. Traditionally, Surat focuses on ethnic wear, kurtis, affordable women's clothing, but now there is growing interest from global brands seeking reliable manufacturing partners. And this shift could transform the city's textile industry, already generating 600 crore rupees monthly, primarily from man-made fibers. Other textile hubs in Indian cities like Coimbatore, Ludhiana, also likely to benefit. Experts saying that long-term success will depend on government support, like policies to improve infrastructure, incentivizing exports, enhancing quality standards, they said could help secure India's place as a global leader in garment production. Meanwhile, Bangladesh's garment industry struggles under mounting pressure. Key clusters in Dhaka, Chittagong and other parts reportedly continue to experience severe unrest. Workers are facing financial stress, delayed wages, poor conditions, leading to many strikes and protests. In about a month-long period since Hasina's ouster, this instability cost the sector nearly $400 million, according to industry estimates. In fact, a Swedish non-profit, Swedwatch, last month highlighted the dire situation. Their report reportedly calls on the European Union to enforce stricter regulations protecting workers' rights. Recommendations include fair wages, better working conditions, and training programs to boost productivity. further urging global brands to collaborate with local trade unions and stakeholders to create lasting solutions. For Bangladesh, the stakes are clearly high. It's 3,500 garment factories, accounting for 85% of its $55 billion annual exports. Losing its position as a trusted supplier could have long-term consequences for its economy, as brands look to Surat and other Indian hubs. This shift could end up redefining the global garment supply chain.